Hello everyone, and welcome again to another Teacher Joseph podcast. Well, I'm on my way to the supermarket because I woke up this morning with the munchies. Now, just to clarify that, when I say I woke up with the munchies, that doesn't mean that I was sleeping with a group of dwarfs. Okay, it means that I woke up craving some snack food, fast food, some chocolates, We often say, I've got the munchies when we are just craving chocolate, and I haven't had chocolate for a few days. So I need my stash of chocolate, So that's where I'm going now. I'm about halfway there. Oh, that reminds me of the song, doesn't it? You remember Bon Jovi? Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Well, I promise I won't sing, otherwise the birds will vanish. Oh, there's a fat lady in a car just almost knocked me down there doing a sudden U-turn. Anyway, yes, on my way to the supermarket to get munchies. So let me just describe to you what I'm seeing. Okay, so I'm walking on a very leafy road, loads of very high trees with green. On my right, there's very tall green hedges, and behind that, an apartment block, and to my left, a belt of green trees. That's the collective word for trees, a belt of trees, or a group of trees. And they're all overgrown and very green. And I have to just put my head down a little bit to get past them because their leaves are very low hanging in their branches. There's a bus stop here, and I'm coming up to a busy main road, which is where the supermarket is. There's lots of cars here. One that says Nissan, another that says Scenic, and this one that says Corsa, if that means anything to anybody. As I mentioned yesterday, I don't really know a lot about cars. Oh, here's a big one. What's this? Discovery Sports. Oh, nice. Anyway, and the bus stop displaying its times, but not electronic. A lot of our bus stops are, but not this one. There's cars whizzing past me because there's a school close by, and there's children on their way to school with their parents. Oh, I hate kids. Really. Honestly, I just wish they were born at age 19. Life would be so much easier. On Italki, despite saying to everyone, I don't teach kids, on my profile, every so often I go to a lesson and I find that there's a child sitting there waiting for me. Really, I don't know how to make it clearer. I don't teach kids and I don't particularly like them. But if they're older teenagers and they can have a decent conversation, I could be persuaded. All right. So what else am I seeing here? So I'm now on that busy main road, and it looks like an American-style mall. On one side, there's a large grey building with very Western signs. It says Starbucks, Pure Gym, Garden Centre, and on my left is kind of the same. M&S shop, Tim Hortons cafe and bake shop. And I'm sure you can hear the traffic whizzing by me on my right-hand side. So yeah, this really is very much American style. And people here are clearly moving fast in their cars. I've never had a desire to drive. There's a couple of reasons for that. Sometimes people ask me, Teacher Joseph, why don't you drive? Well, the first reason is because when I was younger, my family, particularly my mother and grandmother, they wanted to be treated like queens. So they expected to be taken everywhere. They didn't learn to drive themselves. They just wanted people to take them places. And they were bitterly complaining when we didn't. So to avoid ending up as a family chauffeur, I didn't learn. And by doing that, I escaped from just being their personal chauffeur, being called upon to take them places. Really, I don't... I mean, I like the idea of driving. I'm sure it's very useful. But the second reason why I don't drive is to have something which is worth £10,000 or whatever sitting outside your door. That for me just sounds crazy. I mean, personally, I don't want something that costs around £7,000 or £8,000, which is highly stealable. And then you get drunk people bashing into it or setting off the alarm. I mean, doesn't that cause you just a lot of worry? It would for me. I have enough trouble with computers. I have technology that's worth a lot of money, and I'm always worried, when I go on holiday and stuff. Oh, what if I get burgled or get broken into? So to have a car outside your house for all of that seems really strange. Right, so I'm just walking to the supermarket, almost there, just a few more blocks. There's people jumping out of very expensive cars here who look like they must have spent the last few hours making themselves look beautiful, and they're rushing away. As I've often said in these podcasts, I don't understand the urgency or the rush, to move around here. I really don't believe that people have such busy lives. I think this rush that people participate in is more just a way of avoiding that emptiness inside them, buy the next car, buy the next clothes, buy the next house, in order to, as we say in English, keep up with the Joneses. It just means to look good according to the neighbours. But for a country that's supposed to be impoverished with no money, there's a lot of people here doing very, very well. The government here, they give people money who aren't working. If you're disabled, you may be entitled to a car as well. And those cars, they're not small, because of course many people here are grossly overweight, which is part of the problem. So I don't know, sometimes I just feel like I'm the only person that ever works around here. But of course, that's a slight exaggeration. Right, so I'm walking up the left-hand side of the wall of the supermarket. I'm passing one of these big machines which you can use to post things in. Post offices are on the way out, so everything is done by technology now. There's another car next to me here, Astra. Oh, interesting, Astra. Yeah, and here's the barrows or the trolleys at the supermarket. Oh, I can't wait to get my hands on some chocolate, I really, really need to get something to nibble on. I'm just in that kind of mood, where I want chocolate. And it's been a few days now. So I'll just have to make sure that I don't buy everything else while I'm in here. Oh, right, I'm in the supermarket now. What's this? Oh, it's in newspapers. Driver jailed for torching van in cover-up. Torching means to set something on fire. Princess Eugenie introduces her very seriously beautiful little boy. Oh, I don't think so. The royals, they all look like horses, don't they? With those big teeth. Right, let me just try to find the chocolate here. Oh, delicious. Tortilla patata. That's that potato omelette. I love that. Let me see if it's vegetarian. If they haven't put meat in it, I might actually get one. No, I think mostly they're with bacon. So let's have a look. Yeah, I don't see any there without bacon. I mean, seriously, there's no point in asking anybody because they won't help me. Bam goreng. Oh, it sounds Asian. It looks delicious, but a bit small. What else am I seeing? Okay, so I'm walking up the meat aisle, and I'm just going to take a right at the top here. I'm heading for the chocolates, so I'm just trying to work out where that is. Which reminds me, I need to get some rosemary. Just have a little look, see if they have that. Yeah, it's hard to find herbs and spices these days unless you go to a big supermarket, because I think mostly people are buying things pre-packed and pre-ready, you know. Oh, rosemary, there we are. Yeah, that's lovely. I think that's all I need right now, rosemary. Mixed herbs. I think I'll get one of those as well. Yeah, mixed herbs. There we are. Right, and oh, delicious. Oh, I love that. So now I'm in the sweet aisle, and I can see that there's crisps. But you know what? I had the munchies last night, and I found a packet of popcorn in the cupboard. Oh, they were delicious, really. Okay, I'm not going to buy the crisps because they're too tempting. Oh, delicious. Henry Hippo, Happy Bayers. Oh, lovely, very sugary. You know, when you have the munchies, you want something kind of substantial. Oh, delicious. Caramel wafer bars. Well, they're very local, but they're nice. Oh, Jaffa cakes. 24 Jaffa cakes, yeah. That's exactly what I want. Delicious. Okay, anything else? Oh, delicious. Maple syrup. I need that for my baking, but to be honest with you, the problem is that maple syrup here is very expensive. It's a small bottle for $3.99. Oh no, I'm not giving them £4 for something really small. Let me just see what else. Oh, hot chocolates. Well, that's very tempting. It's only $1.49. I love hot chocolates because I'm drinking decaf coffee all the time. So hot chocolates would be nice to mix with that. I can do that whole coffee thing that I do, coffee chocolate thing, you know, mixing the two things together. Let's see. Scottish fortified wine. Jeez. Yeah, Scotland is known for many things, but wine, I don't think so. Yeah, okay, I found myself now in a place which has a whole row of paracetamol and ibuprofen and other pain relief stuff. So I don't want any of that. Maybe a soft drink? Well, that would be nice if it has sugar in it. I'm trying to avoid sugar, but it doesn't always work that way for me. Okay, so let me just see what else is here. Oh, delicious. Farfalle pasta. I don't think I've ever had that before, but it looks delicious. Oh, my goodness me. Ferrero Rocher chocolates. Oh, no, I couldn't. That would be too much. I mean, I have the munchies, but Ferrero Rocher is a little bit exuberant, I think. Let's see. Okay, so I'm now in some really weird aisle that has frozen food on one side and barbecues on the other. A typical Lidl, isn't it? And there's also one of the assistants here. I'm not sure what gender, if any, this person actually is. Oh, delicious Amsterdam-style pizza. Oh, that's got to be rough, huh? I mean, the Dutch, as much as I love the country, their food is very bland. They don't celebrate it the same as here. Amsterdam-style pizza with crispy, fluffy dough. Oh, I don't think so. No. How much is it? $2.99. It's not even big. Well, anyway. Atlantic scallops. I wouldn't have thought it mattered if they're from the Atlantic or where they're from. Do Atlantic scallops have a better life, maybe, than other scallops? I'm not even sure I know what a scallop is. Despite living on an island, we really don't celebrate seafood here. Right, let me just take this to the counter and then try and pay. I say try because coming to a supermarket of any kind these days is always a little bit difficult because you have to wait in huge queues to get anything done, you know. So yeah. Excuse me, please. Thanks very much. Thank you. Right. Seems that there's people speaking something here that isn't English. I don't know what that is. It might be Polish. And yeah, I think that's it for the moment. Yeah, so I'll just buy some cat food cans here. It's really important for my little cat. That's more or less it, I think. So let's see. One of these conveyor belts, you know, the kind that it's like a leather belt and it takes your food to the front. So my food is just moving along. Oh, I see they sell Jackie. What is this? Marinated strips of British and Irish beef. Oh no, it doesn't sound very appetizing, does it? When you think of British and Irish beef compared to other things. Yeah, and water as well, I think is something else I don't need. So, oh yeah, I better collect a bag, I suppose. It's very important. Hiya, how are you?
I'm good for you.
Oh, very well, thank you. Lovely day, isn't it?
Yeah, the clouds are looking a bit grey though, but it's still sunny. So
Yeah, it's still sunny.
enjoy it there that.
Oh, we are.
It's 5:28 for you.
Card, please.
It is. Would you like a receipt?
No, it's fine. Thanks very much.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. See you. Bye. Yeah, so that was the supermarket. And the guy just said there, would you like a receipt? Enjoy the rest of your day. He was kind of like making major small talk with the woman before me in the queue. So there was a woman that she was being served before me, and he obviously was like talking to her a lot about what the shop offers. So yeah. Isn't it strange, you know, when a man goes to a supermarket and he's served by another man, you tend to get minimal small talk. But if you're a woman, oh, hello, ha 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 ha. So yeah, obviously my skirt isn't short enough. Just a little joke. Yeah, so I got all my things and that's it. So now I'm walking home. I'll be working later, so I need to prepare dinner. So I'm just walking by the side of a huge car park, which was here when I came in. Lots of cars, including a fire engine for some reason. And it's looking a bit bare compared to some days, but it's still early. And yeah, again, lots of people with very big cars given to them by the government. They're kind of easy to spot driving around here. It's not that I'm jealous of that, it's just the government telling us now that they have no money and that they're not able to afford to pick up our garden rubbish anymore, but yet they are able to give out cars to everyone who needs them, and the whole thing just seems a little bit bizarre for me. I'm not saying anyone should lose any benefits, but I think somebody somewhere needs to empower people to do things on their own without relying on the government to be the mother. And that really upsets me sometimes when I see the government in one hand giving everyone benefits so that, of course, it keeps them off the unemployment register. And that means that Britain looks good, has a low unemployment rate, but there's whole areas here that are just full of sick people who are not empowered to change. They're just told, okay, yeah, you're sick, that's lovely, here's a car, here's some money, now go home and do what you want to do. I mean, even if they set up some kind of training, just because someone's disabled doesn't mean that they can't work. You just have to find the skill that they can do. If you're in a wheelchair, you can still operate a computer, but no one seems to want to look beyond the label that's put on them, and it's kind of sad, and I see that a lot here. People are ignoring their chances of having a bright, fulfilled life. I always say you have to be a little bit depressed to live in the UK, because all the options are there, but you're not really given the chances to be who you want to be unless you're strong enough to break from the mindset which is assuring you that here, just have the money in the car and shut up, Anyway, I have to end here because this podcast now is 22 minutes, and I think the maximum I can do for uploading on iTalki is 30 minutes. So I'll say goodbye for now, and I wish you all a wonderful day. See you.